Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more Call of Duty news and kind of a general esports news episode as well, talking about that evil geniuses are now leaving Call of Duty. Now, not exactly the best week for evil geniuses, actually a very incredibly sad week earlier this week as we had announcements of Jeff Robinson and his passing from, of course, formerly being of the organization, a widely renowned guy from esports as well, and of course, thoughts and prayers do go out to his family, and I felt the need to mention that because of the story today revolving around evil geniuses. So aside from that very sad story, and then again, I'll be linking some stuff down below for all of you guys. We do have other announcements from evil geniuses about them departing from the Call of Duty scene entirely, but it brings up a great debatable point out there. Is this move from evil geniuses actually genius? So we take a look at their breakdown or their post about this as well, and in their first statements, as they do say, with a conclusion of the Black Ops 4 competitive cycle approaching, evil geniuses would like to address our future in regards to competing in Call of Duty. We've enjoyed competing in COD under the evil geniuses name for years, and unfortunately we won't be bringing the EG name to the forthcoming CWL Pro League 2020 season or competing under the banner of many of the city-based franchises. With the rest of their statement on screen for all of you, but a quick summary, yes, they will be getting rid of their Call of Duty roster for the forthcoming season of 2020, and I do wish those guys the best of luck. They'll be dispersed, hopefully other teams out there, and one more time, best of luck to those guys, and it's a super sad statement to see. On top of that though, the main focus of this statement was they wanted to keep their focus to remain operations across all of their current esports, and this CWL spot, if they were to purchase it, would put that in jeopardy. So it brings to light two great points. The first of which one is, do we expect this from other organizations who do not land a CWL spot for 2020? Will they too sequentially drop their COD roster because they can't financially support the teams who are outside the league of very limited spots? Then it comes to your mind probably the thoughts of one of the three teams, Gen G, 100T, FaZe, still looking for those spots. What if one of those three teams don't land a franchise spot? Will they too, legendary names of the Call of Duty scene and amongst some of the best teams currently in Call of Duty, will they too have to drop their rosters because you can't financially support a team who is outside that very limited franchise league? And I think even a better point for this is evil genius is going to come out the genius in this situation because they decide to keep on operating across all their esports. They drop their Call of Duty roster, and yes, if it comes down to it and the CWL does collapse, they have $25 million they have now gained on the other orgs who did participate, and it just brings to light a lot of questions out there. And I do stick by my statement, EG could very well be the genius in this situation for not being a part of the Call of Duty Pro League, and we've already talked about why if you guys haven't caught it, and I've already broken this down in a separate video as well, you know, the survivability of a franchise league for CWL. I will link that video down below, but if you're sick of seeing me and don't want to watch that entire video, let's break it down here pretty quick. When you look at viewership, it is very straightforward. You guys know, I know that COD viewership is much lower than other franchise leagues out there. As you guys can tell on screen, yes, it's about a fourth as much as Overwatch. It's almost a tenth as much, just a little bit over than a tenth as much as League of Legends. So when it comes for bang for buck franchise leagues, LEC, LCS for League of Legends is by far and away your best option, anywhere from, I guess, the former prices, I should say, of 12 to 15 million. Again, the ranges out there, they are far and wide. You know, CWL saying 25 to 50 million at some points, which is ridiculous when you come to terms of Overwatch League prices even being slightly cheaper than that. When it comes to viewership, everything is introverted, right? We have the highest price league, CWL and Overwatch are competing there, but still CWL has very, very high price spots, and they have the lowest viewership. When you look at those stats alone, it just makes very, very little sense as to why CWL spots are so goddamn expensive, and we can recognize that this could be a very much waste of $25 million plus to actually earn a spot in a league, which very well could not be profitable. When it comes to LCS or LEC, they themselves are the best bang for your buck league out there, but even the league themselves has trouble actually acquiring sponsors, and they're not even a game based around guns, gore, violence, the direct weapons that are obviously very hard to acquire sponsors for. When it comes to Counter-Strike, I would say, you know, obviously another FPS title, not currently franchised, they too have a very tough time landing sponsors because they're based around that guns, gore, violence meta, much like Call of Duty. We recognize that as terrorists, you know, that whole genre, and it is very hard to actually picture the league itself acquiring just as many sponsors because League of Legends, also having trouble themselves, is not based around any of those things. It's a much less violent game than Call of Duty is. At least I think we can agree on that. And especially when you have higher ups even worried about this, you just have to think something could very well go wrong here. And is it going to be worth it? We don't know the answer to that question, especially when higher ups, Devin Nash has talked about his concerns about this. Richard Lewis has voiced his opinions. Even FaZe Banks has said, it's a stupid thing to be doing. But even FaZe, because of a thing like Evil Geniuses, if you're going to have to drop your roster entirely or be forced to compete, you might as well, if you're already there, you're a high up name, are you almost forced to throw the money out there and grab a spot because you are FaZe Clan, right? People might expect it out of you, even though it might not be the financially sound decision, and you think it's stupid, you might have to because you are a big brand. I don't know, guys. It just gets me really riled up when it's so clear cut, the evidence out there of viewership for Call of Duty being much lower for other leagues, and those other leagues are still struggling with being profitable as well. When you compare it to OWL as well as the LCS and LEC, viewership is not even close for Call of Duty, yet they are charging these large sums of money for spots. And so I do think organizations who avoid those spots could come out on top. When you think about it, EG is not spending $25 million. Other teams are. If this league does collapse, that's $25 million that EG has gained on the competition, and they can simply re-enter Call of Duty once again if it does work out. And alongside that, why are we all of a sudden, or not even all of a sudden, in the last couple of years deciding that the franchise leagues are the way to go, right? We have the LCS, the LEC, we have OWL, now CWL. Apparently, according to John Robinson from 100 Thieves, he's now hinted at that apparently Rocket League as well as CS, that being Counter-Strike, could also go towards that model, which is not yet profitable. It's a very, very long-term model, and it might not even be the right thing for the scene, but it seems like every esport thinks that they need to potentially approach this thing as if it's some genius plan, which we have seen it clearly is not. It's not that clear cut at all. So yeah, Angry Jake's gonna go away now. You guys can leave your thoughts down below. The overall premise of the video, which I did get off topic, was about Evil Geniuses could be making the smart move here by avoiding the CWL. If it does collapse, they could come back and just rejoin COD and have saved that money and that time that other organizations do waste on it. They have less viewership, their prices are much higher, and the long-term profitability of this is still greatly in question. And now we have other organizations who are pretty blatantly, almost seemingly being forced based off their brand's reputation to join these leagues, because if you are a Liquid fan, if you are a FaZe fan, 100T fan, you want them because they're known for Call of Duty, not necessarily Liquid, but when it comes to a FaZe and 100T, if you are known for Call of Duty, you are almost expected to have a Call of Duty Pro League spot, or whatever you want to call it, World League spot, because it's your brand, it's what you came from. And so we're gonna see if it actually is the right thing to do. Either way, guys, a departure from the Call of Duty scene for Evil Geniuses is very, very sad. Is it going to be the best move for them, though? We will know sometime in the way future. As always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoy breaking down esports news here all day long. And all right, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys soon.